This woman turned pain into pop hits, and your brain can't even open Google Docs. Imagine someone breaks your heart. You cry. You vent to your group chat. You overanalyze their last scene on Instagram like it's an FBI file. And when no one's watching, you secretly listen to that one sad playlist for the 29th time, because this song gets me. Now imagine doing all of that and turning it into an 11 million copy selling album. That's not a fantasy. That's Taylor Swift. Your heartbreak turns into brain fog and emotional hangovers. Hers becomes Grammys, world tours, and Times Person of the Year. Not because she's a genius alien who feels no pain, but because her brain does something yours refuses to do. It hits record when you hit mute. It turns why me into watch me. It doesn't run from pain. It monetizes it. This episode is not about Taylor's music. It's about your brain, and why it would rather ghost its own potential than admit that pain might actually be useful. Because here's the truth your neurons don't want to hear. Successful people are not built different. They're built 5% better at beating their brain's dumbest instincts. So today we're dissecting that 5%. Welcome to your breakdown. Let's begin. Number 1. The brain versus productivity. Your brain wants success, but only if someone else does the hard part. Let's be real. Your brain says it wants success, the glory, the applause, the HBO documentary. But the second you open your laptop, it turns into a goldfish on Red Bull. Wait, do I need to vacuum under the fridge right now? Should I look up that one actor from that one movie from 2008? Or maybe I'll just scroll forever. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift's brain? Oh, it's got the same broken firmware as yours. Same squishy, anxious, sugar-addicted blob of neurons. But somehow, hers doesn't flake out when life gets hard. It schedules a recording session, in a pandemic, in a cabin, with like, moss, while your brain was baking banana bread and Googling how to feel alive again. Taylor dropped Folklore and Evermore, back to back. Surprise albums, written in lockdown. She didn't wait for a sign from the universe. She told the universe, sit down. I'm working. That's not productivity. That's psychological witchcraft. Her brain didn't want to do the work either. But she trained it like a circus tiger. Do the song now, get the dopamine later. Your brain? It's a toddler. It wants the cookie before eating the broccoli. Taylor's brain? Eats the broccoli, writes a breakup anthem about it, wins a Grammy. And get this. She writes music during her own world tours. You cancel plans because it rained emotionally. She writes chart toppers from a hotel room minibar while being legally exhausted. And then, the Taylor's version saga. Let's recap. Someone stole her toys, aka her masters. So she said, fine, I'll rebuild the toy factory myself. And then she did. Album. By album. While your brain struggles to rename a Google Doc. So the next time your brain says, I just don't feel like it. Remind it. Neither did Taylor. But she showed up anyway. In pajamas. With eyeliner. Like a boss. Your brain is a cat. Dramatic, lazy, and only loyal when snacks are involved. Taylor's brain? A cat that built an empire, sold out stadiums, and made heartbreak profitable. Respect. Number 2. The brain versus social rules. Your brain will do anything to not get kicked out of the group chat, even if it means becoming a walking Google Doc with no opinions. Imagine this. You're in a cave. Not metaphorically, a literal prehistoric cave. You say something weird. The group grunts. One throws a bone. Boom, you're out. Now you're dinner. Not eating dinner. You were dinner. Your brain still remembers. Even 200,000 years later. Now the cave is Instagram. And getting kicked out means no likes, no invites, and someone named Kayla making a vague post about fake people. So your brain? It goes full shapeshifter mode. Deletes hot takes. Practices neutral small talk like, haha yes same, is your native language. You laugh at jokes you don't get. You nod at opinions that make your soul file a restraining order. Congratulations. You are now a polite puddle. But then there's Taylor Swift. She didn't just say the wrong thing at a dinner party. She was dragged across the internet by a snake emoji army. Most people would deactivate, change countries, maybe become a humble ceramic artist in Iceland. Taylor? Made an album. Named it Reputation. Sold 2 million snake rings. Basically said, you want to call me a villain? Cool. I'll be the final boss. She didn't survive the internet. She reverse engineered it. Your brain panics when 2 people unfollow you. Taylor's brain? Threw a concert in a stadium made of people who hated her and charged them $200 a seat. And when the world told her, stay quiet about politics, too risky, she posted a manifesto on Instagram and made a Netflix documentary. Your brain would have said, let's just post a salad today. Taylor said, Time to cancel half the Senate. Even bigger flex? When she couldn't own her master recordings, she re-recorded her entire discography. Word for word. Every lyric, every tear, every scream into a teenage pillow, now rebranded with a shiny little label. Taylor's version. That's not petty. That's post-petty. That's my vindictive spiral has a marketing budget. Level of brain override. Your brain thinks fitting in is survival. Taylor's brain thinks standing out is an art installation with fireworks and Grammy nominations. So next time your brain begs you to shrink into your seat when someone disagrees, remember, somewhere out there, Taylor Swift is adding a high note to a diss track about it. Number 3, the brain versus self-image. Your brain thinks confidence is a crime, so it punishes you with self-doubt. Imagine this. You just did something mildly impressive. You submitted the assignment on time. You made small talk without sweating through your shirt. You walked past a mirror and thought, hey, not bad. And then, bam, your brain shows up like a middle school bully in a lab coat. Relax, superstar. Don't get ahead of yourself. You still can't parallel park. Cue the collapse. You go from maybe I'm finally doing okay to I'm a clown in a human costume and everyone knows it. Imposter syndrome, 101. But here's the kicker. This is not some rare mental glitch. It's your brain doing its job. It's very outdated, stupid job. See, back when humans were basically hairier squirrels with anxiety, standing out meant danger. If you were too confident, you got kicked out of the tribe. Or worse, volunteered to wrestle a bear. So now, your brain still thinks confidence equals exile. It treats compliments like poison darts. It hits you with flashbacks of every awkward moment since 4th grade. Because heaven forbid you feel good for 2 consecutive minutes. Now let's talk Taylor Swift. Queen of taking up space. CEO of Yeah, I Said It. Now here's a bridge and a chorus. She didn't get confidence handed to her on a satin pillow. She built it. Out of internet hate comments, ex-boyfriend drama, and 3 a.m. journal entries. While you delete a selfie after 2 likes. She drops an album titled Reputation. That's not subtle. That's psychological warfare in heels. When people said she's too dramatic, she wrote 10 more ballads. When they called her fake, she trademarked her name. When Kanye snatched her mic, she took back the whole industry. Meanwhile, your brain panics when your coworker says, good job. Did they mean that? Are they being sarcastic? Am I about to be fired? Taylor writes a Grammy-winning song called The Man, just to roast the patriarchy. Let's be honest. Your brain wants safety. Her brain wants stage lights, sequins, and revenge in C major. She took every "you're not enough" and turned it into a business model. You took one passive-aggressive text and spiraled into a 3-day identity crisis. Let's not even talk about her directing, acting, investing, and probably building a spaceship in her basement. All while your brain still says, let's not apply to that job. You're not ready. Here's the hard truth. Your self-doubt isn't humility. It's just fear in a fake mustache. And Taylor? She ripped that mustache off and sold it as tour merch. Your brain whispers, don't believe in yourself too much. But here's the secret. The people who change the world aren't the ones who are sure they're right. They're just the ones who keep going even when their brain says they're wrong. So the next time your inner voice says, you don't belong here, answer back with Taylor's greatest psychological flex. I make the rules. I bought the stadium. And you, dear brain, can go sit in the nosebleeds. Number 4, the brain versus change. Your brain hates change so much, it would rather stay miserable than get mildly uncomfortable. You know that feeling when your phone updates overnight and the icons look off? Yeah, your brain reacts to life, changes the same way. Like someone moved the cheese and peed on your routine. You want a new job? Your brain starts screaming. But what about lunch breaks? What if there's no microwave? You want to break up with that human version of a Windows XP error message you're dating? Your brain goes, okay, but we already have toothbrushes at their place. That's logistics. See, your brain has one mission: minimize risk, conserve energy, and avoid social exile. Back in the Stone Age, change equals death. New cave, could be snakes. New tribe, might eat you. New berries, hope you like diarrhea surprise. So today, even if the change is just finally charging your damn AirPods, your brain still panics like you're moving to Mars without snacks. But Taylor Swift? She doesn't just accept change. She wrangles it, remixes it, and puts it on tour. She reinvents her sound, her style, her brand, over and over. Country girl to pop icon to indie witchcore to stadium-conquering CEO. Every time people try to box her in, she says, cool box. I'm selling merch out of it now. Your brain? Still arguing with Siri about setting alarms. You're not afraid of change. You're afraid of being bad at change. But if you never let yourself suck at something new, you'll be excellent at being stuck. So either embrace the cringe, or get comfortable watching people with worse eyebrows live your dream. Number 5, the brain versus success. Your brain wants success, like a cat wants a bath. You say you want to succeed. More money, more followers, more respect, less ramen noodles. But then success knocks on the door like, "Hi, it's me, your dream life." And your brain straight up plays dead. Oh no, it whispers. What if they expect things from you now? What if people watch you fail in HD? What if you have to answer emails promptly? Here's the thing. Your brain thinks success is a trap. Like one of those Instagram giveaways where you win a free iPad, but end up on 3 government watch lists in an MLM Zoom call. Success equals risk. Risk equals attention. Attention equals judgment. And judgment? That's your brain's worst nightmare, right next to karaoke and eye contact during therapy. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift? She walks into a stadium with 70,000 people chanting her name and drops 3 albums about heartbreak, public shame, and Joe Jonas. She makes success look like a revenge fantasy with backup dancers. And you? You can't even post your portfolio because the lighting wasn't perfect. Your brain is not scared of failure. It's scared of what happens when you stop failing and have to own your power. Because success doesn't come with a welcome kit. It comes with imposter syndrome, responsibility, and the terrifying possibility that you might actually be good enough. Success is like adopting a dragon. Everyone claps when you bring it home, but no one helps you when it starts breathing fire on your Wi-Fi router and chewing through your boundaries. But guess what? You can train dragons. You just have to stop pretending you're allergic to fire. Graduation caps, so what did we learn? We learned that your brain, while good at keeping you alive during saber-toothed tiger attacks and group projects, is terrible at helping you become who you actually want to be. It hates productivity, but also hates being broke. It fears social rejection, but also cries alone when nobody texts back. It sabotages your self-image, then wonders why you flinch at compliments. It loathes change, yet scrolls Pinterest boards full of dream lives it refuses to pursue. And most ironically, it wants success, but only the version where no one sees you sweat, cry, fail, or spell entrepreneur wrong. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift, a human just like you, has the same lizard brain, same fears, same chemical soup upstairs. The only difference? She didn't wait for her brain to approve the dream. She wrote songs her exes would definitely hear. She dropped albums people would absolutely criticize. She made peace with looking too much, too loud, too ambitious. She got comfortable being uncomfortable. And now, she's renting out entire stadiums just to say, "Here's my diary. You can dance to it." So no, she wasn't born different. She just didn't listen when her brain screamed, "What if they don't like you?" And maybe that's your 5%. Not your talent, not your luck, not your eyebrows. Just your decision to do it anyway. Afraid, messy, and slightly undercaffeinated. Beverage box, your turn. If your brain has been secretly sabotaging you with thoughts like, "Who do you think you are? People will judge you. Let's reorganize the spice rack instead." This is your sign to ignore that voice. Drop a comment below. I'll do insert scary thing this week anyway. Come back in 7 days and tell us what dragon you faced. Not for applause, but to remind your brain, you run the show now. And if this video poked your neurons just right, hit subscribe, because next week, we're decoding another public success story, and we promise your brain is going to hate it, in the best way possible. See you then, boss.